As expected, Nvidia announced the RTX 4000 series Ada Lovelace today. Specifically, it was about the RTX 4090, as well as the 12 and 16 gigabyte variants of the RTX 4080. In addition, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang introduces the new DLSS 3. It wasn't really a secret anymore that Nvidia announces the new RTX 4000 Ada Lovelace GPU generation with TSMCs for nanometer manufacturing. The focus at the presentation was on the technical possibilities of Ada Lovelace GPUs. However, it was mentioned in passing that only the RTX 4090 and RTX 4080 16 GB will be released as Founders Editions, so the 12 GB version of the RTX 4080 will remain exclusive to board partners. Nvidia promises that the RTX 4090 is 2 to 4 times faster than an RTX 3090 Ti. For classic games with rasterizing, it is supposed to be twice the performance, and for ray tracing games, even 4 times the performance. The RTX 4080 16 GB is compared with the RTX 3080 Ti. Rasterization is supposed to be twice as fast and ray tracing 4 times as fast here as well. The RTX 4080 12 GB is supposed to be faster than the RTX 3090 Ti, presumably with RTX and DLSS 3. This is achieved with new technology wired on the Ada GPU, which counts up to 76 billion transistors. Important, Nvidia only presented a few technical specs in the presentation. However, these all coincide with the previous leaks, which is why we include the data from the rumor mill, but of course mark everything unconfirmed. Third-generation ray tracing cores are supposed to deliver 200 RT teraflops. According to Nvidia, the third-generation Ada RT cores have twice the throughput in ray and triangle intersection, more than doubling RT flop performance. The new RT cores also include a so-called opacity micromap engine and a new displaced micromesh DMM engine. The OMM engine enables much faster ray tracing of alpha-tested textures used for foliage, particles, and fences. For example, the DMM engine is primarily intended to enable real-time ray tracing of geometrically complex scenes. The fourth-generation tensor cores reach up to 1400 tensor teraflops and are important for the acceleration of DLSS 3. Nvidia is talking about 5 times the throughput using a new FP8 transformer engine. DLSS 3 and RTX were shown with Cyberpunk 2077 Flight Simulator as well as Portal, which will be released as free DLC in an RTX version in November. Nvidia's new flagship is the RTX 4090, which is expected in stores as early as October 12th. The rumor mill was well in the running recently, as the RTX 4090 relies on the AD102 with 16,384 FP32 shaders and 2,520 MHz boost. The GDDR6X memory with 24 GB is supposed to be 21 gigabits per second fast and connected with 384 bits, which means around 1 terabyte per second of memory bandwidth, like in the RTX 3090 Ti. Nvidia is still short on the power consumption, so the current rumor is 450 watts TGP, and up to 660 watts can be configured via the 12-voltage high-power connector. Below the GeForce RTX 4090, there are 2 variants with RTX 4080, which are supposed to follow in November. The last assumptions have been confirmed for the RTX 4080. Nvidia thus differentiates between a 12 GB and 16 GB version, but the 2 variants do not only differ in the graphics memory, but also in essential technical parameters. Nvidia has some information on the product page, including the boost clock. The model with 16 GB probably has 9,782 shaders and a boost clock of 2,505 MHz and GDDR6X with 23 gigabits per second and 256 bits width. The TGP is supposed to be 340 watts, the maximum configurable TGP 516 watts. The GeForce RTX 4080 12 GB will be the third Ada card. We remember, according to the rumor mill, this card was actually supposed to be launched as the GeForce RTX 4070 Ti, but now the AD104 with 7,680 shaders that work with 2,610 MHz boost is used. The 12 GB of GDDR6X memory are 21 gigabit per second fast. They are connected with 192 bits, which results in a clearly low transfer rate of 504 gigabyte per second. In return, you get 285 watts TGP and 366 watts as maximum configurable TGP. The prices for the new 4000 graphics cards were of course eagerly awaited. Nvidia now charges $1,599 for the RTX 4090. The RTX 4080 with 16 gigabytes costs $1,199, the 12 gigabyte version $899. Nvidia published more details after the stream, which we would also like to add here. Thus, there are more details about DLSS 3. Nvidia puts special emphasis on the new feature called optical multi-frame generation, which creates new frames and not just pixels. This allows CPU-limited games to benefit significantly, as the AI-powered technology allows the GPU to generate entire frames independently. 35 games and applications have been announced. The Ada Optical Flow Accelerator is also supposed to improve the prediction of movements in a scene so that the neural network can increase the frame rate while maintaining the image quality. Otherwise, Nvidia mentions that the collaboration with TSMC on the 4nm process has led to a doubling of energy efficiency. According to Nvidia, shader execution reordering, SER for short, also plays an important role in increasing the ray tracing performance. SER can improve frame rates by 25% by optimizing workloads for shaders at brightness, darkness, and color levels. The loads are often inefficient because the rays hit numerous different types of material in a scene. Do you have any questions? Feel free to ask them in the comments and we'll answer them for you. Of course, we are happy about a like and a subscription. See you in the next video.